Hello everybody, my name is Jax and welcome to the channel. So in today's video, it's another devlog thing. This is devlog 42 maybe. Yeah, really up in the sky with the devlogs. I'm hoping that I'm getting some I am progressing, I suppose. I'm logging my devs, I'm deving my logs. I'm just trying to explain sort of like my progress of learning how to make video games in Unreal Engine. Video games, I sound like I'm showing my age. Well, they're still called video games, aren't they? I think. Anyway, right. So in today's video, I'm just going to sort of show you where I'm at with this game so far. So I've made this little robot character, and this game is going to be a multiplayer game. So bear that in mind. Didn't want to fall down that hole. So bear in mind that this is going to be a multiplayer game, like a shooter, third person shooter type. So I've added these weapons. Wait, I'll leave that. So say I'll leave that target. So say from here with this submachine gun, you can't reach that target. It won't hit it. It's too far away. But you can pick up, say, the sniper. You can go up here, pick up the sniper. Now I've got a sniper in my hand. And now I can go and shoot and it'll hit it. Or I could go and pick up the... So don't mind the sound effects and stuff like that. I'm kind of liking the shot effects. I made that really quickly, so that's not finalized. I'm kind of liking the flash, the muzzle flash thing. But yeah, so I've made it so you can pick these weapons up. I'm having really big issue because what I want to do is I want to pick this weapon up and drop the one that I've got, but I can't for the life of me figure out the code. I've been working on it for ages. I've been trying to respawn. I've been trying to spawn an actor out of my player when I pick a weapon up to drop the weapon that I'm currently holding, and trying to set variables to store that data and stuff like that, and none of it seems to be working. I really can't work out how to drop the gun that I'm currently using. But the problem with Unreal, yeah, it's so whoever made this engine is are geniuses, because there's like an endless possibility of ways of doing things. So the way I'm using my gun, right? I've just got a static mesh in my hand. That gun could be a melon. It doesn't have to be a gun. It could be anything. But the static mesh isn't doing anything. The code, it's the line trace that's doing something. So that static mesh just looks like a submachine gun. So when I come to pick this gun up, say I come to pick the sniper gun up, that sniper gun that's on the floor is just representing a sniper gun on the floor. That's just static mesh. So when I pick that up, that hasn't gone into my hand now. That's not, I've got a sniper gun in my hand, but that's not that one that was on the floor. All that's happened is that it's changed the static mesh that was in my hand to the sniper one. So I'm not picking up an actor and placing that actor in my hand. It's just changing the static mesh, and so you can do it a million different ways, right? So what was my point with that? So yeah, so for example, like, so I've coded it so it does different things. So that has a different fire rate. The submachine gun has that fire rate. It makes you walk a bit faster. You pick up the sniper, it only has a fire rate like that, and when you walk a bit slower. The range is further. Or the different guns that you pick up will change the whole of the third person character, right? So what was my point? Yeah, so there's a million different ways to do that. You could do that by having a child actor in your third person hand, and every time you pick up a gun, it changes the child actor. And there's a billion different ways, right? So this is why I'm getting super confused, because I've just started to learn to replicate, which means to actually make it a multiplayer game so it can be played on the server and stuff. And let me go to this. Let's see that OBS is recording it. So the only thing that I'm replicating at the moment is my sprinting, right? And this is the code for me sprinting. So the actual code for me sprinting, if this was just a first player game, is this here. So instead of saying sprint on client there, which is a function, and instead of having a branch, it would just be this code, this bit here, and that would be on the triggered and completed, right? But because it's on a server, because it's a multiplayer game now, right, I have to make a custom event, which is to be running on the server, right? And then the server calls another custom event that I make. So that sprint on server, run on server over here, you see, run on server, right? So that calls this event sprint on client, and sprint on client is the one that everybody sees, I think. So multicast, so that goes to whoever's in the lobby of the game. So whoever's in the lobby of the game will be seeing me sprint, and when I'm not sprinting, it will see me not sprint, right? So I'm confused myself. So I know this isn't making any sense because I'm still confused myself, but I'm kind of getting it, right? So the input action is go press it and call the function sprint on server. So it goes, oh, okay, let's do whatever sprint on server is. So the function sprint on server is this one here. So it calls that one, right? And it's true, look, little true boolean. And then it goes to sprint on server because this is the function that was just called. And it goes, wait, no, I've got to do something as well. I've got to call sprint on client. And then the server goes, oh, geez, now I need to talk to someone else. And then the sprint on client goes, hey, look, I'm sprint on client, and this is what I'm doing. I'm going, if it's true, do this, and if it's false, do that. And then the sprint on server goes, thanks, sprint on client, for telling me what to do. But the player is telling the server what to do. The server's asking, wait, no, I'm getting confused. But it's like, basically, it's like a communication chain. So this one, the player goes, sprint on server, and sprint on server goes, sprint on client, and sprint on client goes, da-da-da-da-da. And then that's the game. I think, I don't know. But the problem is, look, right, that's just for sprinting, right? So the problem with this is I've done loads of code for this already, like shit tons of code already for this. Look at that. That's the code from a third person character. So I'm going to try and show you some of what's happening if I didn't even know how to make it so you could check what it's like on server. So I think what you have to do, see this little button here, press this, and then go to, say, number of players to, I don't know if this number of players thing makes a difference, and then go to either players standalone, players listen server, or players client. So I think if I press players client, right, and then press play, I don't know if you'll see this now. So wait there. See, and I get loads of errors. I get loads of errors. So yeah, basically, right, let me try this again. Right, so see, there's my player, and he's running. When he's running and walking, that animation is fine because I've got the sprinting walking and I've got the sprinting animation, got the ADS. But when I shoot this other player, you're not seeing any of the effects of the gun because that's not replicated. When I'm jumping, the animation for the jumping isn't replicated yet. So all that stuff isn't replicated. When I say if I pick the sniper gun up, I've got a sniper in my hand. When I go over to the guy, the other player, to see what's going on, I don't have the sniper in my hand. But in my version, in the standalone guy has a sniper in his hand, but the replicated one doesn't, because that information isn't replicated. That's kind of my understanding. Same with the grapple hook. It's not replicated, so you're not seeing any grapple. So yeah, that's and then I get loads of errors because it's not reading it's not reading the UI properly for some reason. It's not reading add to viewport properly, because I've tried to replicate this as well. So I've tried to replicate the widget on a server, and that doesn't seem to want to work properly neither. So if owning client, I didn't see that. Target is BP third person character, replicate to server if owning client. So maybe there might need to be some kind of branch in that bit of code there or something. But yeah, I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere because I have also learned about arrays and stuff. I've learned a little bit more about arrays. So the way that so the range of the gun is on an array, so it just changes the range. I mean, my whole weapon system, I might change my whole weapon system to this game anyway. Like, and not only that, I might have to just redo this whole game again, starting from scratch with a new project, and try and get it all multicasted and all that stuff from the get-go. So it might be a case, actually, now that what I might have to do is start a very, very, very small game, a really tiny, small little multiplayer game where I'm using really basic things just so I can get to know how multiplayer works, because I think I've gone a bit too far with this character and what he can do to just replicate all this now. I mean, it might be easy. I might be getting it. I might just, well, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the thing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying, but I don't. I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't know what the process is. And with some things, I know what the process is when it comes to Unreal, but with making a multiplayer game, I have no idea what the process is. So, yeah, I might just have to start on a new project and start from scratch, trying to make it a multiplayer game from scratch. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope that video made some sense and it's some help to someone. But mainly, yeah, these are just me venting a little bit, explaining where I'm at, and at the moment I'm kind of lost in a little jungle. So I'm trying to shout out for, like, help, can anybody hear me? I'm lost in this friggin' world of squares and arrows and points and trues and falses and numbers and all right. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.